Hello, Illumineers. Welcome back. I'm James, and this is The Dan Regal. And today we're going to talk about all the things we learned on the Lorecast, all of the sneak peeks, the reveals, the previews. We're going to just dive right into it, and let's just start talking about what we saw. So, first off, we're going to be talking about Whispers in the Well, the next set coming out pre-release on November 7th and everywhere on November 14th. This is the key art that we saw previewed many months ago, and we can talk a little bit more about it now, where we know a little bit more about what's happening. So the well that they're talking about in the Whispers in the Well is short for the Inkwell Caverns, somewhere in the Great Illuminary. The pools from the inks. There's a pool for each ink, and it's those are the pools that feed the magical ink into the Great Illuminary. And so there's some caverns somewhere in the world of Lorcana where these inkwells are that feed into the Great Illuminary. And the whispers of the Whispers in the Well, those are the ethereal glimmers, which in this image here you can see the aerial glimmer is only partially formed, and it has those little wisps of light around her on the lower half. And so we're going to be finding out what that is about, why there is the new ability boost, and why they need to be boosted. We're going to find out about all those little pages you see flying around on this image, including the one that the Detective Mickey is holding that has an image of the aerial glimmer that is there. That is a page with an aerial on it. So the mystery we're going to be figuring out here is, what are these ethereal or whisper glimmers, and what is going on with them? Where do the pages come from? So let's get into it and see some. Let's look at some cards. Let's just go straight into looking at some cards. So first up, we have here a Simba in Amber, the King in the Making. And you'll notice the first thing we're going to talk about is the design here. You'll notice that there's some new design around the borders and in the way that the card is laid out and how it looks. The yellowish tannish background is basically the page that the ethereal glimmer is on. You can tell that there's little tears in it. It looks like a piece of parchment, maybe, and that is so that they can show that this is one of those ethereal or whisper glimmers, and it has the boost mechanic. And the reason for the boost is because these glimmers are partially formed, they need a boost to make them fully formed, or to have the ability to use of their all of their powers or abilities or whatever they may have. And so they have the boost mechanic to represent becoming all that they can be. So this is a 7-cost amber inkable card. It's got 5 strength and 5 willpower, 3 lore, boost 3 ink, and that means once during your turn, you pay 3 ink and you put the top card of your deck face down under this character. And face down in Lorcana, in Disney Lorcana, always means that you do not look at the card. You take it immediately off the top of your deck and stick it right under this card without looking at it. And since it is once per turn, you can do this more than once. You can stack as many cards as you want as long as this card is in play. Every turn, you can put another card under this character. And we'll talk about why that may be important later. But the ability on this Simba is Timely Alliance. Whenever you put a card under this character, or boost it, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, you may play that character for free and they enter play exerted. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. So this is a way, when you boost, you basically are paying 3 to play a character for free if it happens to be on the top of your deck. It's a very powerful ability, getting characters that may cost 7, like this card, for just paying 3 to boost it. That's going to be a pretty powerful effect. So this is a really good card. It's a super rare. The art's by Coney. It's great art. Can't wait to see new amber decks with this ability being made. Let's get into the next one. We have this Robin Hood here. It's a 4-cost inkable steel card. Ephemeral Archer. It's a 2 strength, 4 willpower with 2 lore and boost 1 ink. And this one is where you pay 1 ink to put a card under this character face down from the top of your deck. And the ability is Expert Shot. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card under him, deal 1 damage to up to 2 chosen characters. Another Robin Hood that does some damage. That's what a lot of the Robin Hoods have done. Again, thematic to the fact that he is an archer and can deal damage to multiple characters from wherever he is. This is a rare with art by Stefano Spagnuolo, I think is how you pronounce that. But I would actually like to point out something besides this ability is you'll notice that on the art, that the page is actually slightly different than the page from the Simba, which let's go back and look at that really quick. And you can see as you go between them that the background page or parchment or paper, whatever you want to call it, that is part of the design of these cards actually changes on some of the cards and it's different. So there's not just one design on all of these cards. They actually took the time to design different pages as the background. And the second thing I'd like to point out is that his feather from his cap is breaking the frame of the art. And that is something that has only happened in the past on legendary cards. And now we're seeing it happen on this rare card. So if that's something that maybe is new with the Whisper Glimmers, or if it is something that just happens to be with this particular art because they didn't want to lose any of the pieces in there and they had to have the feather go out, we don't know. We'll wait and see if we have more cards like this. Next up, we have Megara, Secret Keeper, a 3-cost inkable emerald card with 3 strength and 4 willpower and 1 lore, boost 1. And the ability I'll Be Fine. While there's a card under this character, she gets +1 lore and gains whenever this character is challenged. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. So this one, we'll talk a little bit about the boost again. And the boost costing only 1 means that, of course, it's the cheapest boost possible. But this is a kind of card where do you want this to be in play on turn 3? And then on turn 4, you can boost it for 1 when it's ready to quest and get that extra lore? Or do you want to make sure that you have the ability to quest as soon as possible without spending any extra ink, and maybe you wait till turn 4 to play this? That's going to be a question that each of these boost glimmers is going to give you. What do I want to do? Do I want to pay it on curve on turn 3 and then boost it later? Or do I want to play it where I do the boost immediately so that I get the effect, whatever it may be, immediately once the character is in play? That's going to be a lot of decision making in deck building and in the play of what you're going to do. Let's look at the. Let's go. This one's a rare, and the art by Pauline Voss. Let's go on to the next one. We have our first alternate art. Or special foil, or whatever you want to call it, treatment. This is another epic. We are getting epics back in this set after they premiered as a alternate form of card in Fabled. This one is of Gaston, a Frightful Bully, an uninkable 2-cost amber card with 3 strength and 3 willpower, 1 lore. It has boost 2, and the ability top that. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card under him, chosen opposing character can't challenge and must quest, if able, during their turn. And so this is the anti-reckless, opposite of reckless, which gives a character they can't quest and must challenge if able. The art is by Nicholas Cole. It's an epic rarity. And the interesting thing is that, again, it's a powerful ability because this is forcing your opponent to turn to exert their character. And when they exert their character, it leaves them open to challenging. So this is a way to get them to exert their character without having to give it reckless and challenge into something. So you can decide how you want to banish the character, or however you want to deal with that character once it's exerted. So this is a pretty powerful ability, and at only 2 cost, but having to pay 2 again to boost it. That's where, because the 2 cost of the ephemeral glimmer, or the whisper glimmer, at only 2 cost, it's cheap, but then the boost ability to make it actually fully useful with its ability is where where the gameplay decisions come in of how you want to spend that ink. And then next up, we have our first legendary that has been revealed. It is a Sapphire 6 cost inkable, 4 strength, 6 willpower, Daisy Duck, Paranormal Investigator. And this one is Floodborn, so you can shift on at 4 ink, and it has 2 lore. It has the support keyword ability, and the ability on this character is Strange Happenings. While this character is exerted, cards enter opponent's inkwells exerted. This is a very fun ability. The art is by Grace Tran, but the ability is really fun because it's now you're forcing your opponent when this character comes in and quests or challenges or sings, whatever it may be, to become exerted. Now on your opponent's turn, all of their ink that they are going to be putting into their inkwell, whether it's just the one for the turn or if they're ramping, everything would have to go into the inkwell exerted and unusable on that turn, which is going to really affect what they can do on their turn and slow them down on their tempo and on their curve of what they can play. So they're going to want to be wanting to get rid of this as fast as possible. And a 4 strength, 6 willpower character on turn 4 is going to be difficult to get rid of. So this is going to be, I think this is going to be a pretty powerful card. And the ability, of course, is something that is worthy of a legendary. And next up, we have another legendary, Demona from Gargoyles. And let's mention this, Gargoyles. We knew that they were coming, and here we have the first one. This is a new franchise that is coming to Disney Lorcana, and we'll talk about the other one in a moment that is brand new and coming to Disney Lorcana. This is a Amethyst 6 cost inkable, 5 strength, 6 willpower, 2 lore, Demona, Scourge of the Wyvern Clan. It is a legendary with art by Leonardo Guillamichel. It has 2 abilities. The first ability is Ad Saxum Comitate. When you play this character, exert all opposing characters. Then each player with fewer than 3 cards in their hand draws until they have 3. It's an interesting ability, and it's a very powerful ability. Exerting all characters on play, of course, is always powerful because if someone is refusing to exert some of their characters because they have an ability that they are using that they don't need to quest or exert to use, then this allows you to get at that when you normally couldn't with this ability. But then you're also going to be giving everybody up to 3 cards if they're running low on cards. And where this is going to affect everyone is if they are playing more Gargoyles. The second ability, Stone by Day, if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, this character can't ready. So if you use it when you quest or when you sing or challenge the first time, if you have 3 or more cards in hand, you're not going to be able to ready this character. And all Gargoyles, glimmers that are in the game and be added to the game for this set will have this ability. And the reason why is it's very thematic. They wanted something in game to show that the Gargoyles are alive at night and stone statues during the day. And this is how they do it, is if you have 3 or more cards, when you're more active, because more cards means you can do more things, and so in the day is normally when you're active, these can't ready, which means they are now stone. But at night, when you have fewer cards, less activity, you can ready them and they are more active. So I think that's a really cool way to represent the Gargoyles being stone or being alive. That's just a really cool way that they are bringing that into the game. And next up, we have the other new franchise that we knew was getting added, and that is the Black Cauldron. And this is the Black Cauldron itself, another legendary. It's a 3 cost uninkable item in amber with 2 abilities, and the art by Caitlin Cuthbertson. The first ability, the Cauldron Calls. You exert the item, the Cauldron, you pay 1 ink, and you put a character card from your discard under this item face up. So this is being able to bring a character back from your discard that has been put there by an ability or by being banished. in whatever way, discarded from your hand, whatever the reason is. It's in your discard, and now it's under this item. And you can do this. It doesn't say that there's a limit. You can keep putting cards under here as much as you want. The second ability, Rise and Join Me, again, you must exert it, pay 1 ink, and this turn, you may play characters from under this item. Now, it doesn't say free, so you still have to pay the cost of the character, but this is a way where you can repeatedly bring back characters from your discard back into the game over and over again. One turn to put it underneath, the next turn to play it and play for that character to put it back into play. Now, it's a really cool ability. Again, it's worthy of a legendary. Whether or not you think it's going to be worth it for taking 2 turns, you have to play this. You can immediately spend 1 and exert it on the turn you play it to put a character underneath, but then you have to wait till the next turn to get it. So this is something that I'm sure that someone will be able to figure out a way to make this incredibly useful, and I think that it is a very cool ability, and I can't wait to see what happens with this card. Next up, we have the some new other character and actions from the Black Cauldron. It's Henwen. The first one is Henwen, Prophetic Pig. It's in Sapphire. It's a 2-cost inkable, 1 strength, 4 willpower, 1 lore, art by Capik, and it has the ability Future Sight. Whenever this character quests, look at the top card of your deck, put it on either the top or bottom of your deck. Very thematic, since Henwen was saw visions of the future, and you'll notice that the action Henwen's Visions, the other card that is shown here and revealed, is a similar image from the character where Henwen is looking in the little pool, and now we see the image of the pool. And when they're looking in this, the Henwen's Vision action, 1-cost inkable Sapphire card with art by Victor Yano Covarrubias, and the ability, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put 1 at the top of your deck and the rest on the bottom in any order. This is cycling through your deck, being able to filter it for the best cards so that you always have what you want, hopefully coming up next when you draw it. And in the art of Henwen's Visions, you'll notice that there is an image in there of, looks like a little vine or some kind of branch or something, and that is a little bit of a tease to upcoming sets or cards or something from in the future of Disney Lorcana. So they're using, again, like they have in the past, they're using cards and card art to give hints of what's coming in the future. And next up, we have also from the Black Cauldron, we have the Horned King. We have a couple of cards here. The first one is a 1-cost inkable amethyst card, the Horned King, Heartless Devil, 2 strength, 2 willpower, 1 lore, no ability, just a vanilla card. Art by Kevin Siddhartha. Very cool art. Both of these cards have really cool art, and I would have expected them to. It feels like they're going like a little step above on the Horned King art, because I know that he is a very much liked villain in the Disney canon. So I know that they might have been like, let's light up it a little bit. I don't know how the Disney Lorcana art is going to up it a little bit, but it seems like they did. And I think it's especially evident on the Horned King Wicked Ruler art, where it just feels like everything is so vibrant and coming alive, which is really cool. You can see like the green glow, the red glow of the cauldron, the orangish red of the chain, just all in there on this card, and it's really cool. The Horned King Wicked Ruler is a 4-cost inkable, 3 strength, 4 willpower with 2 lore. It's a Floodborn. It can shift with 2 ink, and the ability Arise. Whenever one of your characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand, then choose and discard a card. So it's a benefit of being able to keep characters that are getting banished, but you have to discard something out of your hand in order to do it. This is a super rare with art by Julian Del Rey. And so this is something where if you are wanting to build a Black Cauldron deck with the Horned King, you of course would then maybe consider playing Amber as your second ink, because then cards that you have discarded from this ability now can be put back under the Black Cauldron item and brought back into play, so that you can keep recycling those cards that you're having to discard with this ability. So it looks like they are wanting maybe the Black Cauldron deck to be an Amethyst Amber deck. Who knows? Let's move on to see what's next. And we're going to be looking at a few new cards. And these now are going to go through the promos that are available with the Whispers in the Well. And the first one we have is the Scar. This is the Buy a Box promo for Whispers in the Well. So they'll be sending these to your local game store. And when you buy a booster box, while supplies last, you should be getting one of these from your local game store for the box that you buy. This is a Sapphire uninkable 5-cost card, Scar, eerily prepared, 6-cost, 6 strength, 5 willpower with 2 lore, and it is a Whisper, so that it has a boost ability. It's boost 2 ink, and the ability, Survival of the Fittest. Whenever you put a card under this character, chosen opposing character gets -5 strength this turn. So again, because you can do it once per turn, every turn, as long as this character is on the board, you can give an opposing character -5 strength. And there's not very many characters that have more than 5 strength, so you're effectively going to be making most characters 0 strength. And that makes this character, if this is the one doing the challenging, to get rid of, to banish your opponent's character that you just made -5 strength, probably won't be taking any damage and will be lasting for as long as you, hopefully multiple turns, to take advantage of this ability. And with that 6 strength, can banish most any character. Again, there's not many characters that have more than 6 willpower. This art is by Lisanne Kartsnu. I think that's how you pronounce that name, Kotsu. And then again, this is the Buy a Box promo for Whispers in the Well. And then the Elsa card, Elsa Exploring the Unknown in Amethyst, 3-cost, uninkable, 1 strength, 3 willpower, 1 lore, with the ability Closer Look. When you play this character, you may draw a card. And this card is the in-store promo, or event promo in-store. We are not entirely sure what the intention for how this is going to be available. That will be explained at another time. I did not see any explanations for this, but basically this will be available in your local game store for events, maybe a pre-release event, maybe some kind of other kind of event that is coming up that may be announced. The art is by Cleo Wolfensberger. And for those who have been playing for a long time or have been going through the cards, even if you're new, you may notice that the ability is similar to the Maleficent card from the first chapter. That one was also, when you play this character, you may draw a card. It was also 3 costs. The only difference is that card was a 2 strength, 2 willpower, and now we have one that is a 1/3 instead. It's a interesting change in stats. Basically, it's just this one will last a little longer, but has less strength. Okay, now for some other promos, we have these two, the Great Illuminary and the Zeus, will be your weekly promos for playing weekly. These should be prizes given out weekly while you're competing, or as randomly, or however your store handles their weekly promos. These are the two that will be your weekly promos. The Great Illuminary is a location in Amethyst, 2-cost, inkable. 1 move cost. You can move characters here for the cost of 1 ink. It's the Great Illuminary Abandoned Laboratory. It's got 3 willpower. Not very much willpower. This one will be banished fairly easily. And the reason why is because it's got a really powerful ability. It's got a lore. First of all, most locations do not gain passive lore. So being able to earn lore while it lasts is very good. But the ability Startling Discovery is characters gain, exert, draw card while here. So this is the kind of a card where you really don't want to play it on turn 2, because with only that 3 willpower, it probably won't last to turn 3. And your opponent will see it and just want to get rid of it. But this is something maybe late game, when you have 6, 7, 8 ink. You're going to want to play this and immediately move however many characters you have into play that don't have draw abilities on their own. And if you're running low on cards, you can play this down. You can move 2, 3, 4 characters there in one turn with all that ink and exert as many as you need to draw a card and refresh your hand and fill your hand up. So I think this card, art by Priya Kakadi, this card I think is going to see some play with its, even though, of course, it's got uh, the low willpower, so you likely will be only lasting the one turn that you use it. But I think that's still a very powerful ability that can get some use with just the one move cost and the 2 cost to put it into play. So expect this to be getting played, especially in Amethyst Sapphire decks where you can get it out with more ink earlier and get a bunch of draw out and force your opponent to spend something to get rid of this location. That 3 strength to get rid of this, where they would prefer to be getting rid of maybe some of your characters instead. But this will become a high priority target. And then the Zeus is a 3 cost inkable in steel, missing his spark, 2 strength, 3 willpower. This is also a Whisper Glimmer. It has 2 lore, it has boost 2 ink, and the ability I need more Thunderbolts. While there's a card under this character, he gets plus 2 strength and plus 2 willpower. So he becomes a 4 strength, 5 willpower character when he has a card under him. And this art is by Auto Parodies. And again, a powerful ability increasing his stats to make him a beefier character on turn. So if you play him on turn 3, on turn 4, you can boost him up and make him a 4 strength, 5 willpower. And that is stats that are pretty powerful for an inkable card at turn 4. So well worth considering putting into a deck. And you'll notice that it has those I don't know what were those gleams of light coming out of him from below. And if you'll recall, the Robin Hood card we saw earlier had similar beams coming out from underneath him. So it's an interesting thing that's being shown in the art for multiple characters. All right, and next up we have the Jasmine card that is the seasonal promo. So this is the card that is available at events official that Ravensburger is officially attending or promoting. You'll be able to find this at like conventions, let's say, that they are attending during the season of Whispers in the Well. This is a 4 cost inkable sapphire card with 2 strength and 5 willpower. And it is a Whisper, so it has boost 2 ink, it has 2 lore. The art is by Shannon Hallstein, and it has the ability Uplifting Aura. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card under her, remove up to 3 damage from each of your characters. It's a very powerful healing ability, being able to remove up to 3 damage from each of your characters whenever you want. And this is ability that can work along with abilities on other characters or that maybe can take advantage of the healing, like Grandpappy, who can earn you lore when you heal. So this one, maybe someone will be able to put together a healing deck, but even without being able to heal that much damage on characters is very good. All right, and then next up we have the Set Championship promo card. It is the Daisy Duck that we saw earlier, the Paranormal Investigator. This is the full art that is going to be available. It is very, very good art by Sam Nielsen. Can't wait to get this card when the Set Championship season comes around for Whispers in the Well. Just amazing art. I love it. It's cool. It's very clear. I love the full art cards. All the full art cards are just amazing. So can't wait to get this card in my hands. And let's move on. Let's see what we have next. We have an iconic. So we got to see both of the iconics that are going to be available in Whispers in the Well. And for all of those who wondered about whether or not we would have iconics in every set, well, we're getting one in this set. We're getting 2. They're back. And this first one, again, just amazing art. It's Hades looking for a deal. It's an Amethyst card. It's 5 cost. It's inkable. It's a 3 strength, 4 willpower with 1 lore, and the ability, what do you say? When you play this character, you may choose an opposing character. If you do, draw 2 cards unless that character's player puts that card on the bottom of their deck. Art by Marcel Berg. Amazing art. This is such cool art. You can see all the little lore symbols, little bits that are going to be the foiling. You can't see how cool this card looks in. I mean, it looks cool here, but it looks even better in 3D. In real life, being able to see the foiling and see all the little hot stamp effects and everything like that. And if you've seen an iconic in person, you know that they just look so much better in person than they do just on the screen. But this one, you can see the hand is coming through into the strength symbol and through the bar with the Storyborn Villain deity on it. Just super cool. Love it. And next up, the other iconic is Ariel. This is the Ariel that we're seeing in the key art. It's a 4 cost. It's amber, inkable, 3 strength, 4 willpower, 2 lore, Ariel ethereal voice. It's got boost 1 ink and the ability command performance. Once during your turn, whenever you play a song, if there's a card under this character, you may draw a card. Very simple. Art by Aristides Zentius. Beautiful art. Love it. It's got the pages of the ethereal glimmers. It looks magical with the glow. Just so cool. Let's go back and let's talk about the ability on these. The Hades ability, being able to either draw 2 cards or remove an opponent's character. Now, it doesn't say. So you have to choose an opposing character. So you can't pick your own. So normally you may want to give yourself, play a 1 cost character and choose your own, but you can't do that. So you can get the draw. But you can choose your opponents, and if they want to keep that character on board because it's one of their most powerful characters, they're going to want to give you 2 cards, which I'll take 2 cards when I play this character, put a character on board, and either they lose a character or I get 2 cards. Very powerful ability. And the same thing with the Ariel. It's card draw. All you have to do is boost 1, put a card under this character after you play her on turn 4. On turn 5, you put a card under her for 1. You sing with her. There's a lot of good 3-4 cost songs out there that you can play, and you just immediately draw a card. And every time you sing a card, but only once per turn, of course. But every time you sing once per turn, that's an extra card every turn. And if you can get an extra card every turn, you're going to do it. Again, another good, powerful ability. And I think that is just about it for Whispers in the Well. So this is all of the product that is going to be coming out for Whispers in the Well. We've got the booster boxes, the troves, the single-player decks, the 2 single-player decks, and the Mickey and Jasmine playmats. These will be coming out November 7th for pre-release, and full release will be a week later on November 14th. So let's head into what is next. There wasn't too much besides all of the Whispers in the Well reveals, but of course we do have more. Disney Lorcana team loves to give us just a little bit more each time, and this time we're going to be talking about Winterspell, the next set coming up after Whispers in the Well. And we saw a tease of this key art a few months ago, and so we know that we are getting Angel from Stitch the series in this. And let's take a look at some of the cards that they revealed to us that are coming from set 11 Winterspell. And first up, we can see that we're going to have, again, a booster display and a trove. Really like the theming on the trove, where it's got all of the snow effects on it. And we can see by the pack covers we're getting Darkwing Duck, which we knew we were getting Darkwing Duck in 2026, and here he is right on the pack cover of the packs. There is a Tinkerbell that is in, looks like it's a winter coat and that angel character Glimmer on the other pack. So let's go ahead and look at a card. We have Stitch, Carefree Snowboarder. Very cool. We had in the first chapter the Carefree Surfer, and now we have the Carefree Snowboarder. This is a 5-cost inkable amber card, 4 strength, 5 willpower with 2 lore. Art by Federico Maria Cuglari. The ability, bring your friends. Whenever this character quests, if you have 2 or more other characters in play, you may draw a card. So it's a little slower than the Carefree Surfer, which was a 7-cost. And when you played the Carefree Surfer, if there was 2 or more other characters in play, you drew 2 cards. This one is every time it quests. It's repeatable as long as you have 2 other characters and this character stays in play. Whenever it quests, you can draw a card with those 2 other characters. So it's a little cheaper, but it actually takes you longer to get to those 2 cards. It takes you a couple of turns to get to those 2 cards that the Carefree Surfer would have gotten you. We have Angel, Siren Singer, a 2-cost inkable in amber, 2 strength, 2 willpower. Art by Augie Christensen. The ability, Underdog. If this is your first turn and you're not the first player, so in a regular 1 versus 1 match, you would be going second. You pay 1 less to play this character. It becomes effectively a 1-cost card. And it has Singer 3. Now, if you remember Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, a 1-cost amber card, had Singer 3. But anybody could play that because it cost 1. Now, this one costs 2, which means that only the second player, the player going second, can play this for 1. So it becomes a catch-up mechanic. And I think this may be the first catch-up mechanic we've seen in the ability of the player going first to get cards down first that are a certain power level. And now this is catching you up in power level because now you're getting a Singer 3 on board as the second player, being able to do a Singer 3 on turn 2, where the player going first wouldn't be able to play this until turn 2 and therefore have a Singer 3 on turn 3. So it's a bit of a catch-up mechanic, and the art's very cool. It's a very cool ability. Really happy to see these catch-up mechanics coming to Disney Lorcana. We'll see if maybe there's ones that count for whether or not you can ink an extra card. But this being able to effectively get out a more powerful character as the player going second is very, very cool to see. And I would like to point out that in multiplayer, every player who does not go first would be able to make use of this ability. So if there was a 4-player multiplayer game, players 2, 3, and 4 would all be able to do this. And next up, we have Launchpad, a 2-cost uninkable steel, 2 strength, 3 willpower with 1 lore. And the ability, What Did You Need? Exert, draw a card, then choose and discard a card unless you have a character named Darkwing Duck in play. Art by Lisette Carrera. So most steel cards that draw a card also then have you choose and discard a card. And so what makes this one more powerful than most of those is this one allows you to keep that card and not discard it that it normally makes you, whichever card you would choose, if you have a Darkwing Duck in play. And of course, if you have a Darkwing Duck that's a 3-cost that's coming in next, this one would then be able to draw a card immediately on turn 3 after you play it on turn 2. And with that being, card draw instead of card filtering, the 2 costs being uninkable makes sense because that's a pretty powerful effect, being able to draw without having to then discard. So definitely a cool card for building a Darkwing deck. And then next up we have, looks like Darkwing himself, Darkwing Duck. This one is a 4-cost, so it wouldn't be able to be played immediately after. It's uninkable also. It's Darkwing Duck, Dashing Gadgeteer. 3 strength, 5 willpower, 1 lore, and the ability Modern Marvel. Whenever this character quests, you may put an item card from your discard on the bottom of your deck. If you do, you may play an item with 5 cost or less from your discard for free. This is a super rare, and the artwork is by Alice Pisoni. She's one of my favorite artists in Disney Lorcana. She does a lot of great cards. So This one is going to take advantage of your launch pad if you are, or other steel cards. If you are then drawing a card and discarding, you can put cards into your discard that you can then make use of. Like in this case, you can play an item with 5 cost or less from your discard for free. So you are effectively not getting rid of the item card. You're just replacing it and playing it for free with this card. So you can then be continually cycling cards into your discard and then playing them for free with this Darkwing Duck as long as he's on the board. Very cool ability to keep getting items out for no cost at all. It's a very good item generation card, and we'll see if this makes it into some item matters decks in the future. And then that is it for Whispers in the Well. So next up, we have some sneak peeks of upcoming sets. And the first one, of course, is Wilds Unknown. And this is the name of the Quarter 2 set, which is going to feature Pixar. We didn't know the title. We just got a little bit of art from it last major reveals a few months ago. But now we know the name. It is Wilds Unknown. And this is the all-new key art from that set. And what is interesting is that if you'll notice that there's a lot of vines and things going through this, including a vine that seems to be in the background going around the Great Illuminary. And if you recall, in the Henwin card, there was a vine that Henwin was seeing in the future. So that is significant, it seems, going forward for what is going to be happening. So we have to think maybe the next big villain for Disney Lorcana is going to have something to do with vines. And the main one that I know of is Maleficent. So we will see if maybe Maleficent is the next major villain for Disney Lorcana coming up. Also pretty fun in this art is this Woody is carrying half of a child's scissors and has some interesting shoes. So this one looks to be a Dreamborn version of Woody. So that's very cool. And then we have Buzz in the background there. Also looking pretty cool. Anyway, so this is very cool art. Lots of things to find if you want to zoom in and start looking for stuff. We'll find out more as we go, but this is definitely a nice little tease. And then they did at the very end a tease of something that unfortunately I don't have an image for, so I had to make do, but it's and more. It's kind of a big deal. And they teased the Quarter 3 set for next year in 2026, and it's going to be Turning Red. That's very cool. We're going to get some more Pixar. Who knows what it's going to be about, what's going to be in it, but we know Turning Red is coming, so we know that Toy Story and Turning Red are 2 of the first Pixar properties that we are getting in Disney Lorcana. So that is everything. And it was very, very cool information. Lots of fun cards, lots of interesting cards, lots of amazing art as usual. So let me know in the comments, what was your favorite reveal? What was your favorite art? What you think of the upcoming sets and Pixar? If you would like, give me a subscribe and a follow. And I guess that's it. So I am James, and this is the Dan Regal, and we'll see you next time.